it says, and then they heard the sound of Yahweh walking in the garden in the cool of the day. They heard God walking in the garden. All right, so the word walking, right, is the word halach. It's used a lot, right? It just means to walk or to go, right? But when it's talking about God walking, right? Because one, God walking, like what the heck is it? God like a man in this chapter or what? Like walking? God walking is also used when God is going before Israel when they're in the wilderness, right? God is walking before them. He went before them is how it goes. I'm going to read to y'all Deuteronomy 23, verse 12. Right? This is funny. This is literally in the Bible, right? The instructions on how to clean up your poop. Straight up, right? Yeah, right, but look at what he says, right? I'm reading this for a reason, right? Deuteronomy 23, verse 12, right? It says, you shall have a place outside the camp and you shall go out to it, right? He's saying when you poop, go outside of the camp, right? Because this is while they're in the wilderness. When you poop, go outside. Verse 13, and you shall have a trowel with your tools, like a spade. When you sit down outside and you shall dig a hole with it and turn back and cover up your excrement, right? So when you go out and poop, bro, just have a spade. Like, have a shovel and clean that up, man. He says bury it, bro. All right, and then verse 14, but why? Why? What is the reasoning that they say? Verse 14, it says, because Yahweh your God walks. It's the same word, halach. He walks in the midst of your camp to deliver you and to give up your enemies before you. Therefore, right, your camp must be holy, so that he may not see anything indecent among you and turn away from among you. The reasoning why he says, right, clean up your poop is because God's walking around all throughout here. Right? Because this is the holy space. We talked about this before. Any space that Christians occupy, right, as his people, right? I mean, this is where heaven touches earth, right? The angels are here too. That's how the Bible describes it in the New Testament, right? When we work, the angels are around here too. This is where heaven touches earth. God is walking about. And so because of that, you better clean up your poop and throw it outside, right? That's what he said, right? But that's a characteristic of, I guess, God's sacred space, right, with his people as he walks about, right? And so that's what's happening. Verse 8, they heard the sound of Yahweh walking in the garden, right? Because that's just what God does. God walks about, right, with humans. Cool, right? And it says, and the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh.